Margaret's Lost Nights. The 55-year-old woman's mysterious secret. What if you woke up every morning to find traces of things you did the night before, but couldn't remember any of it? What if you found strange items in your own home and couldn't figure out where you got them? What you're about to hear will shake you to your core. Are you ready? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. My name is Margaret Foster. I'm 55 years old and I live in Portland. I've been living alone since my husband Frank passed away 3 years ago. I'm a retired teacher with a quiet and orderly life. At least, that's what I thought. It all started 2 months ago. When I woke up in the morning, I began noticing strange things in the kitchen. There were dirty dishes in the dishwasher, but I couldn't remember cooking dinner. Food was missing from the refrigerator. Expensive wines, luxury cheeses, things I never bought. I found unfamiliar packages in the trash, luxury dress tags, perfume boxes, jewelry cases. At first, I attributed it to aging. Forgetfulness at 55 is normal, I told myself. My memory had already gotten worse after Frank's death. But as the days passed, the situation became even stranger. There were clothes in my wardrobe that I'd never seen before. Black, sexy dresses, backless with leg slits, styles I would never wear. High heels, the kind I didn't know how to walk in. I always dress conservatively, like teacher clothes. Where had these sexy dresses come from? Unknown cosmetics sat on my makeup table. Red lipsticks, with names like Passion Red, Night Kiss, black eyeliner, shimmery eyeshadows, contouring products. I wear very little makeup, just light foundation and pink lipstick. Whose were these professional makeup supplies? There were new jewelry pieces in my jewelry box. Gold earrings, diamond necklaces, silver bracelets. Price tags were still on them. $500, $800, $1,200. Who had bought these pieces? In the second week, I discovered even more shocking things. There were unfamiliar cards in my wallet, VIP membership cards, elite nightclub, diamond members only, nightclub cards, luxury restaurant discount cards. I couldn't remember any of them. I checked my phone bill. The calculations showed I was talking for hours at night. There were dozens of calls from midnight until morning. I didn't recognize the numbers. Most were saved under men's names. My message box was full, but I was afraid to read them. I gathered courage and read them. Romantic messages from male names. Margaret, you were amazing last night. That dance, I can't forget it. Let's meet again. David, why did you leave so suddenly in the morning? I had prepared breakfast. We said we'd spend it together. I missed you. Michael, you're incredible. Your age doesn't show at all. You look 35. Again this week? Jake, Margaret, what you said last night won't leave my mind. You said, I want to live. I want to make you live too. Alex, I couldn't have received these messages. I didn't know these men, but it was my phone, and the messages came to my number. In the third week, I noticed my car's mileage was changing. Every morning it increased by 50 to 100 kilometers. The gas tank was constantly emptying. My parking spot changed. I parked at the garage entrance in the evening. Found it on the street in the morning. I checked the GPS history. After midnight, I was going to different addresses. Downtown Portland, nightclubs, bars, luxury restaurants, even private villas. The routes showed I stayed at these places for hours. This situation was completely illogical. I don't go out at night. I sleep at 10 p.m., wake up at 7 a.m. This was my unchanging routine throughout my 30-year teaching career. In the 4th week, I decided to see a doctor. I explained the situation to Dr. Anderson in detail. He ordered blood tests, brain scans, EEG, detailed neurological tests. The results are completely normal, Margaret, he said, spreading the reports on the table. Your brain functions are perfect. Your memory tests are above average for your age. But your symptoms are very interesting. So, what could it be, doctor? How do you feel after Frank's death? How is your social life? I'm very lonely. I have friends, but we rarely meet. I mostly read books at home, watch television, Margaret. Sometimes the grieving process manifests itself in unexpected ways. Your subconscious might be making you experience what you need. Perhaps your soul is seeking a new life, new experiences without Frank. But, doctor, I'm not the type to go to nightclubs. I wouldn't choose these clothes. I wouldn't do this makeup. It could be a dissociative condition. Under stress, some people develop another personality. Perhaps there's a side of you that you suppressed, that you couldn't express when Frank was alive. This didn't seem logical. I was a conservative teacher, went to the same school for 30 years, lived the same routines. Such a radical change was impossible. In the 5th week, I decided to set up a security system to observe my home. I installed cameras in the living room, kitchen, and bedroom. I'll record whatever is happening, I told myself. There had to be an explanation for the situation. The next morning, I checked the cameras. The recordings stopped at 10:30 p.m. and started again at 6 a.m. The 7.5 hours in between were completely missing. I checked the cameras. They had been manually turned off. Notes were stuck on each one. Privacy needed. Don't watch me. M. Who was M? Who had written this note? The handwriting looked like mine, but more flowing, more confident. In the 6th week, I set up a second security system in a hidden location. I placed a mini camera in the corner of the bedroom at an invisible angle. This time no one would notice. The next morning this camera was also turned off the same way, with a note stuck on it. You can't stop me. I'm smarter than you. Night M? Did it mean night Margaret? In the 7th week, I started visiting the places in the GPS personally. I needed to learn what I was doing at these addresses. The first address was a nightclub downtown called Blue Moon with flashy neon lights. I hesitated at the door. I'd never entered such places. Music and young people's laughter came from inside. The bouncer's face lit up when he saw me. Margaret, but why did you come at this hour? We've never seen you during the day. We were worried. I was shocked. Do you know me? Of course I know you. You're our VIP customer. You come every Tuesday and Thursday. You're one of our best dancers, the queen of the dance floor. Do I dance? He laughed as if I was joking. Are you kidding, Margaret? You dance salsa, bachata, tango, everything. Young men wait in line to dance with you. You're famous here as Margaret Tango. This was impossible. I don't dance. I never took dance lessons. My feet aren't coordinated at all. I went inside. The atmosphere overwhelmed me. The bartender also recognized me, came running. Margaret, why did you come during the day? Should I prepare your usual drink? Martini with olives, extra dry. What? What do I usually drink here? He looked strange. Martini. And you always say the same thing. This isn't an old woman's drink. It's an experienced woman's drink. We really like that line of yours. I couldn't have said those words. I don't drink alcohol, only wine on special occasions. The guy in the DJ booth also noticed me. Margaret, should I play Seductive Night? Your favorite. Everyone was asking, will you come tonight? As if the club would be incomplete without me. The second address was a luxury restaurant called Little Paris, one of those places where reservations are hard to get. The waiter came running when he saw me. Double quotes, Mrs. Foster. But your table is reserved for night hours. Why did you come during the day? Is there a problem? Do I have a reservation here? Of course, every Thursday at 11 p.m. Always the same table, by the window with a city view. You come with David. You're such a romantic couple. David. The David from the messages on my phone. Can I see this David? Do you have a photo? The waiter showed a photo on his phone. A handsome, 45-year-old man with dark hair, taken with me at the restaurant, smiling, toasting champagne glasses. When was this taken? Last Thursday. You were celebrating your anniversary. 2-month anniversary. You looked very happy. You did a tango on the dance floor. Everyone applauded. In the photo, I was dancing, wearing a red dress, professional makeup, confident. But it didn't seem like me. That woman looked much younger, much more attractive, much more alive. What do David and I usually talk about? You have very interesting conversations. Art, music, travel. Last time you were planning to go to Paris. David constantly says Margaret is the most interesting woman in the world. The third address was a tattoo shop called Dreams. I didn't want to go in, but I was curious. Margaret, shouted the shop owner, a man who looked like a rock musician half my age. How's your new tattoo? Has it healed? Look, this is how we did it. Which tattoo? He was surprised. The rose tattoo on your shoulder. We did it last week. You said I'm being reborn. You wanted it to be very symbolic. I ran home. I looked at my shoulder in the mirror. There was a small but very beautiful rose tattoo. Red, vibrant, fresh-looking. Small words around it. Reborn 2023. When had I gotten this tattoo? Why couldn't I remember? In the 8th week, I examined my financial records in depth. The credit card statement was shocking. There were hundreds of dollars in expenses at night. Luxury restaurants, meals for $200 to $300, nightclubs, VIP table $150, taxi fees $50 to $80 per night, flower and gift shopping, expensive perfumes, jewelry, clothes. I looked at the ATM records. I was withdrawing money at midnight, $200 to $300, sometimes $500. The withdrawal locations were always near nightclubs and luxury restaurants. Was I spending this money? My retirement salary is $2,800, but these expenses were $1,500 to $2,000 per month. How was I covering it? I looked at my bank account. There were money transfers during night hours, regular income from Mount Consulting, $3,000 to $4,000 per month. I didn't know this company. I researched on the internet. MT Consulting was a real company. The website was professional, saying nighttime business consulting. The owner was Margaret Thompson, the same name as mine. I looked at the photo on the About page. It was me, but I looked very different. My hair was a different cut, made up, professional. The biography said, 20 years business experience, specialized in night sector consulting. Had I founded this company? When I called the company, the number was on the website. The phone rang. Margaret Thompson, Mount Consulting. My voice wouldn't come out. I had heard my own voice, but I hadn't spoken. Margaret. I'm Margaret Foster. Who's calling? I'm Margaret Thompson. I think I'm your daytime version. There was a long silence. Then a voice. My voice, but different tone, different confidence. Finally you woke up, she said. I'm Night Margaret. Your day Margaret. We need to talk. The world spun. Was it really me on the other end of the phone? How is this possible? While you sleep, I live. After Frank's death, you rotted, closed yourself off. I revived you. I made you live. But now you're disrupting my lifestyle. But this is illogical. How can one person be two people? When Frank died, you died emotionally too. I brought you back to life. But now you're disrupting my lifestyle. You're setting up cameras, bothering people. I'm just trying to understand. There's nothing to understand. I live. You exist. I love. You mourn. I dance. You cry. I hung up the phone. My hands were shaking. I had talked to myself. In the 9th week, I decided to call David from my phone. Maybe he could explain this situation. Margaret. Finally, you called. Why didn't you come to Blue Moon last night? I waited for you. The DJ played your favorite song. David, do I know you? He laughed confused. Are you kidding? We've been going out together for 2 months. You told me you loved me last week. For 2 months. I don't remember anything. Margaret, are you okay? Your voice sounds strange. It sounds like your daytime voice. My daytime voice. Yes. You told me that daytime Margaret is different. Boring. Sad. Living in the past. But nighttime Margaret is amazing. Fun. Sexy. Alive. What have I told you about myself? You're a wonderful woman. 45 years old. Teacher background, but now a business owner. Very successful. Very confident. Last week we planned a Paris trip. 45 years old. Night Margaret was telling her age 10 years younger. David, I don't remember you at all during the day. I know. You explained. During the day you're depressed. Frank's death affects you. But at night you become free. Your real personality comes out. So which one do you? Do you love? Nighttime Margaret, of course. Daytime Margaret is very sad. Very closed. Nighttime Margaret is fun. Passionate. Great dancer. Great lover. This last word stopped my heart. Great lover. Yes, Margaret. We've been intimate. You're a wonderful lover. Very experienced. Very passionate. I hung up the phone. Night Margaret was sleeping with men. In the 10th week. I did a systematic search of my home. I searched every corner to find Night Margaret's evidence, her clues. I found a loose floorboard in my bedroom. A metal box was hidden underneath. Inside was a diary, thick leather bound. The handwriting was mine. but more flowing, more confident. First page. Date: 2 months ago. Dear Daytime Margaret, when Frank died, you died too. For 3 years mourning, crying, existing, but not living. I couldn't watch anymore. I'm your suppressed side, hidden desires, forgotten passion. I live while you exist. I love David. Michael too. I love dancing, nightlife, freedom, passion. You only live 8 hours during the day. I live 16 hours. Who is more real? Night Margaret, second page. Daytime Margaret. I notice the cameras. You're trying to spy on me. But I'm smarter than you. I'll always disable them. Did you like our tattoo? Reborn. Symbolic. I was reborn. You're still dead inside. Did you like our clothes? Our makeup? You can't buy these. Too conservative. Too scared. I'm the person you wanted to be but couldn't. Strong. Confident. Desire. Night Margaret, third page. Daytime Margaret. You met David and Michael. You'll probably see Alex and Jake too. Shocking. They love me. You seem boring to them. I'm exciting. You're depressing. The Mount Consulting business is mine too. Night consulting for restaurants, clubs, hospitality sector. Very successful. You're dying in retirement. I'm building a career. You can survive on your small pension. I live large. Night Margaret, fourth page. Daytime Margaret. David brought a marriage proposal. Yes. Engagement ring. Beautiful diamond. But your existence is a problem. When you wake up, I disappear. This is an obstacle for marriage. Simple solution. You sleep permanently. I take full control. Live 24 hours. You just become a memory. Night Margaret, fifth page. Daytime Margaret. The Dr. Anderson visit was a waste of time. He said grief process. But this isn't grief. This is evolution. You insist on being a caterpillar. I'm already a butterfly. Time for the caterpillar stage to end permanently. Night Margaret, sixth page. Daytime Margaret. Business is expanding. 3 new clients. Boutique hotel. Jazz club. Wine bar. They love my night expertise. David is planning the wedding. Small ceremony in Las Vegas. Honeymoon in Europe. You'll come but sleep permanently. I'll live both our lives. Much better arrangement. Night Margaret, last page. Yesterday's date. Daytime Margaret. Tomorrow is the final night as shared existence. David is getting impatient. He wants full-time Margaret, not part-time. Wedding in 1 week. I must prepare completely. Tonight you'll sleep willingly for the last time. Tomorrow night I'll take full control permanently. You'll stay in the past with Frank. I'll live in the future with David. This is goodbye. Thanks for the body. I'll make better use of it. Night Margaret. S. Don't try to resist. Caffeine won't work. I'm stronger now. You're weak from fighting. Time to surrender. After reading the diary, I completely panicked. Night Margaret was planning to permanently erase me. This night was my last chance. She was going to take full control. I absolutely decided not to sleep that night. I filled the coffee pot. I stocked energy drinks. I turned the TV to maximum volume. I turned on all the lights. I did everything to keep myself awake. 9 p.m. came. My energy was still good. 10 p.m. My eyes began to get heavy. 10:30 p.m. My willpower was weakening. 11 p.m. I was losing control. 11:15 p.m. My last conscious moment, when I woke up in the morning Two suitcases were packed in the bedroom. Inside were sexy clothes, jewelry, passport, cash, makeup. Night Margaret had prepared for travel. Message in lipstick on the bathroom mirror. Margaret, game over. I took control. David is waiting in Las Vegas. Wedding tomorrow. You'll now be a permanent observer. I'll be the permanent liver. This is the final note. No more communication. Welcome to your new reality. Night Margaret. S. Thanks for fighting. Made the victory sweeter. This morning. Is it my last morning with consciousness? Or is Night Margaret right? Did I really die inside after Frank? Just existing without living? Maybe Night Margaret is the real Margaret. Maybe I'm just a shadow created by grief. Maybe I should surrender tonight. Let Night Margaret take full control. The question is, who am I really? Which Margaret is authentic? This answer will be determined tonight. But which Margaret will wake up tomorrow? This mystery will remain until tonight. What do you think? I'm really curious about what you think, right? What you think in the comments. What would you do if you were in this situation?